So, I like to think that I have a pretty fair amount of confidence in myself. Most of the time, I know what I can and can't do, and that self-confidence has worked pretty well through my life. I can walk up and speak to authority figures. I taught myself how to play the guitar, but that was years ago, so please don't ask me to play anything. And stress doesn't really hold me down for too long. But I'm a mere human being, as I'm sure the rest of you are, and we've all had that one pothole or a bump in the long and windy rainbow road we call life and got shaken up a little. For some, it's messing up big time in a school play when you were younger. For others, it's being badly beaten in a sport they love. And others discover they can only go halfway across the monkey bars. Simply put, everyone runs into something that can chip away at their wall of confidence. But once you finally get past it, woohoo! It's one of the greatest feelings in the world. For me, that confidence shaker was a bookshelf. It wasn't the bookshelf that was the issue. It was putting the thing together that I had a problem with. I know how to follow instructions and how to work with my hands.
Yes, I am real, man.
But this is one instance where I was like, what did I just do? A few years back, my brother and I were asked to help our grandparents put together a few bookshelves for them at their house. So that weekend, our mom took us over there to do just that. After the hellos were said, the tools were brought in, and their parakeets screeched at us a little. Because that's what they do. Grandpa took us to his office in the bedroom and showed us where the boxes holding the shelf pieces were. They were those shelves that look like they're made of wood cut to the exact measurements needed to put together these exact shelves, but they're actually just particle board glued into slabs with wood painted layers on all the visible sides. Anyway, we got the boxes open, split the work in two, and get to putting them together. These are going pretty smoothly, but you know how I preface this by saying we've all had that one pothole or bump in the long and windy rainbow road we call life and get shaken up a little? Yeah, here's why. The actual shelves were held in the walls with these serrated pegs, so once they go in, they won't slip out. While I was putting my shelves together, I don't know if I wasn't paying 100% of my attention to what I was doing or what, but I accidentally put a peg on the same side of one of the walls as a shelf piece. So I couldn't put that shelf in because the two pegs would hit each other on the heads if I tried. I remember grabbing everything and anything that I could use to get either of those pegs out. I tried using my fingers, that just hurt. I tried sliding the other side of the shelf piece onto it, the peg just stripped at the inner wood. My grandpa even brought several pairs of pliers to try to get one of the pegs out. Nothing worked. By the way, kudos to whoever invented those things, because they did a great job. Keep in mind that all the time I'm taking with these two pegs, my brother's managed to get his entire shelf together and started working on his second one already. Not only that, but our mom came to pick us up. My bro was almost finished with his shelves at this point, and then there was me, wallowing in helplessness and particle board slats. He was done and ready to leave, and I was nowhere close. Mom actually offered to take us both home and that I could come back to working on it again tomorrow. This left me with two options. Either go home and come back another day, or keep at this for a few more hours. Yes, I said hours. And she'd come back for me later. Well, if you know me, and you probably don't since this is my only video, I took a step back, realized I wasn't going anywhere like this, apologized for not finishing, and left. Nah, just kidding, I stayed. I'm not the kind of person who likes leaving things at half value. I don't want to give someone something broken. I don't even leave food on my plate most of the time. But yeah, I decided to stay and try to get this shelf fixed. My mom said she'd be back for me another few hours, and I went right back to those pegs. Sorry, if you get nothing else out of this video, just know that I'm not the quitting type. I probably spent a good 10 to 15 minutes staring at that one shelf slab, that one wall, and the two pegs that were stuck on the sides facing each other. And then a thought popped in my head. Wait, if these pegs are serrated in a way that they won't come out of the walls, what if I took the shelf slab, flipped it upside down, and slid it into the hole in the opposite wall, hoping that what I was trying to do would work. I pulled the shelf slab out of that wall, and the peg stayed in. It was now pegless, and both walls had aligned pegs waiting for the shelf that was supposed to be in there hours ago. In a little less than an hour, I had both shelves together and was finally done. I told my grandparents that I finally got them done, and they called my mom to let me know I was ready to come home. In the time it took for Mom to get me, I relaxed, watched a little TV, and couldn't help but just quietly celebrate what I just did. After spending so long stuck in one place, even when they had the option to leave, This has been a real journey for me. Not so much one where I had to trek hundreds of miles, traverse dangerous lands, and slay a bunch of monsters, but more of an emotional/mental journey. And like any journey, what I found at the end was, well, the realization/validation of what I can do if I really commit myself to what I'm doing. In the end, I may have only put together a bookshelf for my grandparents, but I also have a clearer, much stronger image of what a real important part of myself. My perseverance.